And back to our regular scheduled programming. Sorry about the review hiatus, guys. I've been eating a lot of edibles lately, and when I go to bed I wake up and these videos just keep appearing. But we're back now, and in this review we're going to talk about Flow, YouTube, Netflix, Meta, and of course China. If you've watched my Lachlan Giles review, I mentioned how if BJJ Fanatics don't keep up with innovations, they will slowly start to become MySpace. Striking gold early, but with no vision, Bernardo will ultimately become Tom. It's not like I'm out for BJJ Fanatics and want them to fail. I'm just forewarning the inevitable innovations that will render BJJ Fanatics a relic of the past. For instance, why aren't jiu-jitsu athletes using Cameo?
Hey Timmy, Chuck Liddell here. L-Dog tells me after 40 years you're finally coming out of the closet, man. Yeah, you're homosexual and you're proud of it. So, man, good for you.
What if hobbyists have a question but don't have the pocket for a whole instructional? What if hobbyists have no use for the rest of the instructional because they only have one technique they can't seem to pull off, and they have one burning question for an expert on the matter, but the said expert has a congested DM box and lives on the other side of the world?
Mumbai, Indiana.
Think of Cameo like a super chat, something similar to what Firas Zahabi does, where he hosts live Ask Me Anythings, where the paid comments or super chats take precedence in the question and answer parts of his podcast.
ReviewFanatics. What is ReviewFanatics?
And again, I don't say these things to put Bernardo out of business. I mean, who doesn't love Bernardo? And I don't think he will for a while, but eventually other people will catch up to their following, and then other than a service of marketing, people will have no use for Fanatics. Another platform that's making better decisions are Flow. Now I'm a little late on this one, but Flow have just put up WNO and have uploaded Isaac and Jacob Couch's match to YouTube, and ultimately I think they've made the right decision, especially when athletes like Isaac don't particularly like to market themselves and don't have a YouTube channel. Audiences might never get to see Isaac perform like he did here. After the complaints on microphone issues, long matches, and of course cat scratches at the camera, they are starting to listen to the people, and the people pay and don't want to pay X amount of money for only 2% of content. Flow seems to have seen how the Olympics ruined themselves and started listening to the fans, and for that we should support them.
Because this very video was taken down by YouTube as per the request of the IOC.
It was very interesting to see Craig's breakdown of the event. He talked about everyone else's matches and not a single mention of Isaac's performance. Out of respect? Out of spite? Who knows? Nonetheless, Isaac's performance was nothing less than surgical precision. As always, this competitor proves once again that he is something very special. So this was Flow's first step in the right direction, but if Flow want to make themselves bigger and better, we're going to have to examine the blunders of other streaming sites. Netflix has been said to be plummeting, and have recently been actioning a crackdown on sharing devices. Which, if Flow has any brains, knows users of their platform are doing the same. Netflix was then outed by other platforms like Amazon Prime for this foolish chess move. As far as Flow is concerned, there are no other competitors to them. Yet, YouTube is considered one, but rather than competing with them, use them. Smart move by Flow, but for how long? Rather than going all in on YouTube like B-Team. Seeing as Netflix is burning, I thought I'd take this opportunity to throw gasoline on the fire. A lot of you don't know this about me, but see this button right here? Your boy is the one that's responsible for it. I was pestering Netflix for years about a shuffle button. 3 out of 4 times they couldn't care less. But then finally, the guy on the other side asks if he could record the conversation. Blew his mind. He then got a whole speech by yours truly, about even iPods having shuffle buttons, because sometimes you don't know what you feel like listening to until it starts playing. This is why regular TV was way better, because you'd be in the kitchen halfway doing something, and then in the corner of your eye you'll catch the middle of a TV show or a movie you hadn't watched in years, and you say, oh, I haven't watched this in years, and rekindle the love you had for the movie or TV show. And if you hadn't watched it, you'd be intrigued and enticed enough to watch it. But now there's so many choices on Netflix, you spend hours looking for something and you don't end up picking anything, or you resort to something you've already watched a million times because it's safe. The paradox of choice. Now we have so many platforms, let alone movies and TV shows, that we're gonna need shuffle buttons for platforms next. But even then, you know it doesn't matter whatever it lands on, because you know you'll just pick YouTube or the hub in the end. At least now with this match on YouTube, it is now a piece of history you can rewatch and rekindle. It can pop up a few years from now, and lovers of the sport can say, hey, I haven't watched this in years, and not be in the wrong living room/platform to miss it, so to speak. I suggested the button to Netflix a long time ago, and lo and behold, there it is. And what do I get? No money, no credit, no shout out, not even a button in my name. It says in Chat GPT that it was Netflix's ingenious team of engineers, whom one of which thought to steal my idea for his own. Thanks Netflix, you walking abortions. But it doesn't matter because Netflix freaked it up anyway. 1. A movie or TV show takes too long to know if you feel like watching it because the opening credits and production company are before the effing movie. Imagine if you did that with music? You're listening to your iPod. I don't know if people still listen to iPods anymore. Gen Z, you probably don't even know what an iPod is. But anyway, you're listening to a song. You shuffle your iPod and before the song starts playing it says produced by blah blah blah, written by blah blah blah, by blah 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 records. Who gives a freak? Who cares? If we want to know that information, we'll find it out, don't you worry. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, you shuffle and you might shuffle right into the middle of a effing TV show you never even started. So you don't know who the F is who, you don't know what the barnacles is going on, you don't know what the zoinks the plot is, and the plot might even be hecking spoiled for you, excuse my French. So they need to fix that somehow, maybe make a genre, category, scene shuffle button, or even something like this decision maker app where you can load different choices, who knows, but update it somehow. Hub, if you're listening to this, don't get any ideas, don't you put a shuffle button in, or people are going to end up in places they never wanted to go. But anyway, Netflix is slowly crumbling, slowly being chewed out by its competitors because it can't put ads into its platform, and good on them.